talk to our viewers a little bit about counterfeit masks and headlines you may or may not have seen regarding the KN95 being rejected by multiple state governments across the US. So a counterfeit mask is very different from a mask that is simply not usable in a medical environment, and there is a distinction. So I want to go over the testing that we performed on the KN95 masks that we are selling to the general public as a general use mask at camuscagear.com. That KN95 mask went through 4 tests that we performed. 1 is the blow test, 2 is the melt test, 3 is the water test, and 4 is the layer test. Now, all 4 of those tests were passed by the KN95, and I'll walk through each one. So the blow test is when you're wearing the mask, you should be able to have a flame in front of your mouth, and when you blow, you should not be able to extinguish the flame. If you can extinguish the flame, then something is wrong with the layers inside the mask. Now, the second one is the melt test. There is a melt blown layer in there, and that layer is important because that's what provides and helps with the filtration of the mask. And if it is genuine, when you put a flame to the melt blow layer, it will simply melt. It will not burn like paper would. And the third test is pretty simple. It's a water test, and we actually have a video of that on our website. It is under the link KN95 versus cloth, and that test, you simply fill the mask with water, and the water should remain in the mask. It should not seep through. If the water seeps through, then that would be a sign of a counterfeit mask. And then the last test is deconstructing the mask so you can see the 4 layers of protection inside the mask. And we've done all four of those tests passed, and we also are adding a video that demonstrates the other 3 tests as well. So look for that under the video answers link in an upcoming video. Now, when a mask fails one or all of those tests, then yes, it is most likely a counterfeit. And there are other more extensive tests that you can perform in laboratories to test filtration. Now, we are not claiming anything about the filtration because we don't have the ability to test that. We are not scientists at the end of the day. However, what we do believe through our research is if a mask cannot hold water, which is, I believe, a droplet of water is 15 microns. If it can't hold water, how can that mask protect you against a viral particle, which are like fractions of microns? So we leave that up to our audience to decide whether or not they feel a cloth mask protects themselves more versus this KN95. Now, so that's a little bit about what a counterfeit mask is, and those are the 4 easy tests that anybody can perform to prove quickly whether or not that mask is indeed a counterfeit. Now, a lot of the headlines you see regarding states rejecting the KN95 is for a different reason. Now, the KN95 is not medical grade. If it was, we wouldn't be able to offer it to the general public. Now, so those states are looking to fill their stockpiles with medical grade PPE that they can distribute to state hospitals, state clinics, and that sort of thing. And so what has happened is many states have ordered the KN95 as a replacement for the N95, and the KN95 does not have a tight enough seal around the face like the N95 appears to have. And so that is why a lot of those shipments have been rejected, because states have found that it doesn't pass the occupational safety guidelines per state, and which is also the NIOSH, if you've heard of the NIOSH approval, and KN95s are not NIOSH approved. So Now, states may have run into some counterfeit masks, but if they are claiming to be counterfeit, it should also be documented exactly what test that mask failed. And that would help the public know, was it a counterfeit KN95 or was it simply just not fit for the desired usage if it was desired to be in a medical environment. So that's sort of what's been happening across the country. And you can read many stories in the media regarding this. There are many states that have had issues. I know California has had issues, Michigan, Illinois, I want to say Boston, and even Washington State, our state. And we are actually helping our state with their stockpile, and so I want to say they rejected over 6 million KN95 masks and others because they actually failed the fit tests, which we've come to find that there is not a KN95 that can perform as a NIOSH approved mask can. So that's a little bit about the difference between counterfeit versus not suitable for a medical environment. And the mask that we are selling, the General Use KN95, is not a counterfeit mask. It passes all 4 of the authenticity tests that we discussed earlier. It passes all of those. However, this mask is not fit for medical workers. So there you go. Hopefully that explains a little bit about the difference between those two things and help our viewers try to decipher all the information out there in the media. And there you go. If you have any further questions, please feel free to email us or call us. We have a phone number on our website. That's camuscagear.com. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe,